Well, Alex Jones is back in the headlines, but not for a reason you'd expect. InfoWars Alex Jones caught with trans porn on his phone after repeatedly bashing transsexuals as satanists and pedophiles, as he'd say. To be honest, I don't know if that claim is true or false because guess what? I can't go and look back at his videos now, can I, on YouTube? Because he's kind of been banned. InfoWars conspiracy theorists and transphobic. Aren't we all transphobic? They're terrifying, as Milo would say. I'm kidding. Host Alex Jones was caught with transgender pornography on his phone. During a brief clip in which Jones is hawking his personal wellness products, he is showing his phone. Okay. And when he clicks off the wellness site, several open pages are revealed, one of which is Naughty T-Babe Marissa Me, who appeared to be Marissa Minx, described as Australia's #1 trans companion XXX adult model. Sounds hot to me. Minx has so far offered Jones a free membership to her site. I think that's the best part of this story. She's offering like a free membership. She's supporting Alex, although it's unclear if Jones will take her up on the offer. Did they ask him for a comment? I mean, this is just one of those stories. It's just like, I think the internet's just gonna eat this shit up. And here is the picture. And I was skeptical of this at first when I saw him poll and all those 4chans and whatnot, because I didn't know if it was Photoshop. I didn't really trust it. And then when I saw these other outlets picking it up, and I actually watched the video, I was like, okay, he does have tranny porn on there. Which, might I add, let's consider some possibilities, because I just don't see Alex watching tranny porn. He doesn't hate trans people. He's fine with the LGBT community. But the thing about Alex is that I think he has a work environment that would be very prone to pranking. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody pranked him.
Yeah, like I mean, even if he did look at trans porn, why'd he be watching it at work?
Yeah, that's what I don't get. It doesn't make sense.
Like I don't see him as like, okay, guys, I need to go take a break. I don't really see him like whacking it behind like in his private office to tranny
He's
porn.
doing it
Like
in the new studio.
like I don't really see that as being a realistic thing. Like I think this was a prank, or maybe he did to go and be funny to go and like get media attention because that would actually
That's what
really
I
enjoy.
was thinking. What if it's a fucking
Maybe he did
publicity
this.
stunt?
Maybe this was a publicity stunt to go and get him out there. Like no one really cared about him. He's banned from everything, but he can't advertise. Like I think on YouTube, on like Facebook, he's been advertising his like red pills and stuff. But like,
Fucking
he does
4D
this.
chess.
Yeah, he does this. He'll get like on the front of the news, like CNN probably, or like at least what was it, The Guardian?
This is the Daily Mail, which tends to cover like these kind of gossipy things. But I think it's funny also that Minx, the porn model, said, "I think it's fantastic he is watching scenes." She's encouraging it.
Well, obviously, that's more money, and like just because of that, people are gonna be looking up Minx and clicking on these
Oh
videos to
yeah.
see if. Like it's really smart. Like I mean, it's really smart, kind of on Alex's end. Like it's really weird again, say looking up like, I guess you could call it fringe pornography, and having it stumbled upon on his phone would actually be like a career advancement. Like good lord, living. But
That's
when
what
you're
gets you
kicked
the
off of
clicks.
everything, you can't get on the like television to save your life. This is the one way to get on the front of the news pages. Like I was seeing this on like MSN's like homepage. Like they go and like show these video like these they take stuff from the net and they kind of put it up there. Like everyone's talking about it. They're talking about Alex Jones. They're remembering that he's there. This is like really smart, but like on the other hand, it could kind of backfire. But I mean, most people
No.
don't really care. Like most of his supporters probably don't care if he's looking at trans porn. Like that's
No.
not really, I mean, I don't care. I'm not real. Like I mean, I never really listened to him to like. I don't get my news from him. I found him as an entertainer to be somewhat entertaining, but like, I'm not gonna go and be like, oh, he looked up, this like filth. I'm not gonna listen to him. No, I
Boycott.
could care less. I could care less. He's looking at gay porn, straight porn. Maybe cuckold porn. I'd be a little bit suspicious about. Given all his like talks about like testosterone and stuff, but like, this sort of smut. I mean, I could care less what the man does on his free time. If he is really into that, you would have if he was
It doesn't
into
make
like.
sense. It just doesn't make sense. I don't see him into this shit. He
Well,
has a wife. He has kids. He's a grown man. I know grown men watch porn, but like this is a little weird. That's where I am on the end. It's either a genius publicity stunt or it's a prank. Like, it's either of those things because he hasn't commented, which usually when you don't comment on something is when you want the story to blow over. But he could also be not commenting on it to make it seem that way. I honestly don't know, but I still think it's hilarious. Like, it's a good clickbait headline. Like, the media, is eating this shit up.
Well, here's the thing: if this was like a predisposition of him, if he was into like trans people sexually, don't you think this would have been brought up in the divorce proceedings, like with his wife, like the really public divorce proceedings that like brought up the fact that he smoked marijuana on on the Joe Rogan podcast, where
And
they
he
like
couldn't
went after him
remember.
and like saying he's like an angry man. They would do anything to tarnish his image. And this, like, his ex-wife would be like, "Oh, he's looking at this, disgusting stuff. I don't know what he's gonna do with the kids."
Yeah.
Yeah, like she would go and run him like under the bus for anything, and
Well,
she would definitely abuse this if this was like the case. And that's one of the reasons I don't think he's doing it.
yeah, and the last thing I'll say is that we know that in that trial they were like bringing up all kind like anything they were scraping the bottom of the barrel and getting anything they could because they took, according to him, and I think he's right on this. They took a part where he was a video where he was dressed up in Joker makeup, and his lawyer said, "Well, Alex is playing a character." In that context, he was, and then the media takes his lawyers out of context and misrepresents them and says Alex Jones's own lawyer says that he's playing a character. It's like, no, this Alex is Alex. Like, I've seen, Paul Joseph Watson has said that Alex is Alex on air and off air. Maybe a little toned down off air, but he's still Alex. Like, he's not really a character. He, ramps up the drama, ramps up the theater when he's on air. But the guy's fucking funny. Like, say what you will. Like, who says in a custody hearing when they ask you, can you remember the teachers of your kids? And Alex goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I had a big bowl of chili for lunch." It's just funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like, and here's the thing too. I think like that whole divorce thing kind of makes me like, I think
Feel for
divorce
him.
stuff like that shouldn't be broadcast. Like, they should be required to sign an NDA where they're not to discuss that for like 10 years, because that was just like really damaging to him. Like, that's what it was.
You could
I think
argue
it was
that's defamation.
like just all that stuff being dug up under the rug. I think that was like done as a thing. Like, either give us the money now, or we're gonna drag you through the mud if you don't give us whatever benefits the ex-wife wanted. And I think that whole thing proves that they need to go and like keep divorce proceedings like under wraps and not giving media attention, especially for famous people, because people like divorces are some of the most like pain in the butt times for people. Like, if you've ever known anyone who's gone through
Oh,
those,
yeah.
they will do anything to like make you look like a terrible person. And that's
Yep.
just that's why they want to do it. They want to get child custody and all this other stuff. But as for this story, I honestly think it was like a publicity stunt or a prank gone wrong.
It's just a prank, bro.
I don't think that he's really into that genre of pornography. But hats off to him if he thought of this, because it was really ingenious.
It is. I'm speechless at this point, but I have to say it's one thing I will, as a little side note, is they all talk about like male privilege. That goes right out the fucking door when you go into a custody hearing, as Alex proved. But I digress. This has been interesting. We'll keep track of it, seeing if there are any other revelations. I doubt there will be, but it's still pretty funny. If you want to watch more videos like this, subscribe, like, and comment, and do all that fun stuff to bring up the engagement. Share us around. Bring us up on the YouTube algorithms, because they're fighting to push us down. They're trying to censor us. They're trying to subvert our content. So if you want to see more stuff like this, do all that good stuff, and you'll see more great content.
All right.